Hi, Mom. I hope this is recording. Now, today is July 1st, 1989, and this is your on the spot reporter, Sharon Blosser, interviewing. Who are you?
I'm Whitey.
So tell me, what are we going to talk about today? Don't make me laugh because I'll show you the camera again.
What did you have in mind?
Well, let's think. Let's ask Coco. Coke, what should we ask Mom about? Cokie, what should we ask Mom about? Coke didn't have any idea. Well, tell me this, Mom.
Yes.
Getting back to our discussion that we had 2 years ago,
Yes.
if you could change one thing about each of your children, what would it be? Starting with Mary, because you never said anything about Mary.
I wish you wouldn't ask difficult questions.
Okay, I want you to think about that, okay?
Put this all on hold.
Put it on hold. Okay, let me think of another question.
I can't really think of anything.
Okay, if there's one thing that you could teach each of your grandsons, starting with Ben, if there's one thing you'd want to instill on them, what would it be? And it could be different things for Ben and a different thing for Matt. So what if you could teach Ben and leave with him one thing, what would it be?
I would wish the same for both of them.
And what would that be?
That they would be happy and loving and caring young gentlemen.
Well, that's a good thing to say. And what would you want them to remember most about the family? What would you want them to learn as being a part of the Hill family? What would that be?
That they're part of a pretty terrific family.
That's a nice
They
answer.
should be proud of it.
What's one specific thing that you think that is neat about our family that
They
you think
are
is
a
unique?
caring family.
That they're caring family. Okay, that's a nice answer, Mom.
It's the truth.
It's the truth. Let me zoom in when you say that. Say that again.
It's the truth.
You know what you look like? It looks like you're
Baboon.
no. It looks like you're an evangelist when I zoom in on you. Say that again. It's the truth.
It's the truth.
Coke, what do you think about that?
Would you please put this
Coke.
thing on hold?
What do you think about that, Coke? Okay, now let me think of something else to ask. Yes, I'm a reporter that is not ready for this. Okay, tell me your very favorite book that you've ever read. Recently. I was going to say ever read, and I thought, well, that might make you think for a long, long time. What's your favorite book?
That's hard to say. One of them I remember that I liked a lot is Giant.
Oh, the one that Rock Hudson did the movie of?
Yeah. I like that.
Did you like the book, or did you just like Rock Hudson in the movie?
No, I like the book.
Okay. What'd you like about it?
I like F. Scott Fitzgerald's books.
Do you have a favorite one?
No, not really. Because they all seem sort of different to me. And I like them each individually for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of that question.
I
We're
figured.
not going to get very profound on this.
Like, aren't you going to say, like, like Cruises in the Sun?
Even though dear Uncle did write it.
Okay, let me think of something. Okay, if you could travel to any place in the world, where would you travel? And why?
Any place in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I guess because I've never seen that much of it, Scandinavian countries.
Oh, yeah. Just because you haven't seen it? Or?
Yeah, and I've always sort of thought the Scandinavian people were neat.
Oh. What's the weather like up there? Isn't that supposed to be pretty cold?
It's not all that cold.
Yeah.
I guess the current comes through, Japanese current comes through and warms them up.
Oh. Also, it's an expensive place to go.
I think this is enough of an interview for lunch.
Always.
If you had one thing you could change in each of your siblings, what would that be?
But Mom, the camera's not on me.
Well, even so.
I would want them all to worship me.
What other dreams do you have, Sharon?
Well, I'll tell you, I think that your family is very cohesive. I think it's probably one of the most cohesive families I know. I mean, it's amazing when people talk about, well, you know, oh, I hate my father. Oh, I never see my sister or something like that. And, you hear that all the time, but you don't ever, that's not the case in our family.
And what an opportunity those people have missed.
Hmm. Yeah, it's real important to have a.
Because if it wasn't for the kids, life would be awfully shallow and very cold and unfulfilling.
Yep. Oh, I got another question for you.
This will be the last question.
Okay, this will be the last question, so you have to put a lot of thought into this. Okay, of all of your relatives on your side, family, what is the neatest antidote or the neatest person, the most interesting? I mean, it doesn't have to be the person that you love the most or anything else, but just the neatest, most interesting story that you know
Well,
about one of your relatives.
Interesting story, but I always thought my uncle Kent was a very strange and unusual person, only because he lived in a lifestyle that was so unlike the one that my mom lived, bringing up my brother and me.
Yeah. And so what was one thing that he did that?
And yeah, one of the things that comes to mind was during the Second World War when we had meat rationing. The camp where he worked brought a bunch of baby calves, and he was supposed to feed them and fatten them so that by the time camp opened in the summer, they could butcher these animals and everybody could have meat. There was only one small problem. After my uncle had raised them all and fattened them all and called them all by name, he couldn't eat any of them. He loved meat.
Oh no.
And he never married, and so you never thought of him as being, affected that much by something as sentimental as having a piece of meat out of an animal that you raised. And he didn't eat one bite of meat all that summer.
Oh
Because it
no.
came from the calves that he fattened.
Oh.
The end of this interview, Sharon.
Well, that kind of reminds me of Oscar and Wilbur, the pigs, remember? I didn't eat any meat after I found out that Oscar and Wilbur were hanging up in the well house.
And that is the end of this interview.
Okay, well, you got to leave me with something really, really profound.
No, that's what we will leave with profound.
That wasn't profound. I have to use the word profound. Let's see. Let's zero in on your knee. There is Mom's knee.
It's just a fact.
That is Mom's knee. Okay. Mom, you have to say something really profound.
I don't know anything profound, Sharon, so let's
Okay.
end the interview.
Oh, Coke. What do you think, Coke? Coke. What do you think about this interview? Let's give a long shot of Coke. Okay. Okay, I'm signing off.